Oh, I ain't know what the. This the joint that be like,
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. First, take a breath.
You say this is for me, right? Rahiem Supreme, take one.
Mm-hmm. Easy peasy, right? Okay. Whenever you're ready. Look at the top camera.
This is for me, Rahiem Supreme, take one.
Period. All right. How y'all doing? It's your girl Nia Rose, and this is for me. Today we got a superstar alien in the room, Rahiem Supreme. Before I get started, just like to give my guests flowers. If I have a list, it's because I'm a grill, because I'm trying to match his fly right now.
Hey, it's cohesive.
But, you know, in a world where everybody's trying to sound like everybody, look like everybody, you're not afraid to stand out, you know, and just wanted to show love to you for that. And then you're also collaborating with other creatives and creating and even supporting, you know, with Jada Shoots, for example. So I love love. I love when people show love, show support to other creatives, because, you know, there's space for all of us. So
Right.
Just want to give you your flowers for that.
Thank you. Likewise.
So first off, I want to thank the YouTuber. His name is Def Goldblum. He did a video on you, just like surmising your whole, you know, musical career dating back to 2011. And I really appreciated him because you have a mastery and interest in some things that I know nothing about, like old school cars, you know, and even old school hip hop, you know. So I just wanted to give him a shout out because he helped me with my research, because I was just like, there's so much, you know, when you look at your page, you look at your work of art, you know, it dates back years. You've been putting in that time. So shout out to him. But how did you develop your unique sound? How did you go about creating that?
Definitely took some time. Shout out to him, because he definitely went into went into depth with that video.
Right.
Yeah,
he did his
crazy
research.
Yeah. He broke that joint down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of formed a splash. I just kind of like collaged the whole thing of, like, you know, because we always gotta live in our truth and our experiences, or, you know, inspirations. So from like art, like graffiti, paint, music, you know, the culture, fashion culture,
Yeah.
Building cars, old school type stuff. I kind of just like try to put like everything, like, you know, my upbringing and what I'm growing up around, you know. I try to just put all of that and kind of like
mush it together.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Can you remember that first time you wrote something?
Yeah, I didn't even use a microphone. I thought I was doing it right. You know how you do something you really don't know, like what you exactly doing. So I like recorded on the laptop with no microphone. And I think I took like a beat off of like Young Chris and Neef from like State Property or something like that on like a Mixcraft program.
Yeah.
And I just like wrote a verse, put like a video up. I didn't even know how to formulate like 8 bar or whatever. You know, you kind of got to calculate your bars. I used to just like write like just, I don't even know, it'd be like 30, 40 bars. I would be thinking like, that's how it's supposed to be every single song. They like, no, that's not how you
When you were writing, was it like therapeutic for you? Was it creative? What did it feel like as you were writing down those bars?
Definitely therapeutic, and just having like OCD, or just trying to be like, you know, perfectionist. Yeah.
I love that. So 2011, May 2011, you dropped your first project, Genesis. You know, to December 2023, last year, you dropped Brown Alpaca. How do you feel like, you know, the hip hop scene has evolved and you've evolved along with it?
Feel pretty good. There's always work to do, and you always, it's like the more you know, the more you don't know type of thing. And you see a lot of stuff transition. Sound, life, people coming and going, you know, as far as like sound or even passion. So you kind of like just see who stuck it through, you know, and who didn't. It's like everything pretty much connected. Like it seemed like, you know, in any type of form.
What you mean?
Just like damn, man, lost a thought.
No, so I can go to the next question. So, you know, nowadays I feel like I've seen a trend of producer and artist collabs. You have Alchemist and Earl Sweatshirt. You have Metro Boomin, 21 Savage, and you've done it as well. What do you feel like that? You know, what do you feel like is the benefit of doing a collaboration like that?
Chemistry one.
You did it with Look Damien.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to him. Yeah, Look Damien. That joint, he pretty much like when I do collaboration with just one producer, we just going for like a concept or a particular sound. So a lot of them know I got a versatile sound, but certain producers got certain sounds as well. So it kind of like work like that, and kind of have like a whole thing. But we just having fun with it at the same time. You know, we challenge each other and whatnot. You know, but it's definitely good for like growth purposes for artists, because you can really like sit down and like just be like, you know, like a team. You know how like Megatron or something, like everything. You know, basically like a professor. And a mad scientist. RZA with Wu-Tang type stuff. He just knows exactly because he been around a person, and they kind of help
You
it
can
too.
read each other's minds because you're just around each other so long.
Right.
Can you remember like one of like a memorable studio session with Look Damien or somebody else?
Definitely when I did Splash Bandicoot out of Boston.
In Boston?
Yeah, in Boston.
Nice.
I was out there for like 2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the most abstract projects I probably made. It's like the beats is sounding crazy, like not kind of something I usually do. The artist I kind of collaborated with on that, he raps and he produces. But it was like a whole like, I don't know if I can say it on here, but it was like, it already sounds trippy as abstract. Even they like rhyme forms and everything. But we was like shrooms and all that, like creating that project. It was like we was somewhere else.
Out of this world.
Yeah. That was something I ain't never like.
You don't usually do that.
Yeah. And how it came out, because you know how some people they be thinking they like in their bag or doing something off of like a substance and it sounds trash.
Right.
But it was like that came out like, you know what I'm saying? And they come from a whole different world, but we still seen eye to eye because we still like got similarities, because like my style's pretty bizarre, you know, flamboyant charisma and stuff like that. But yeah,
how did y'all connect? How are you meeting different people like this who, you know, have those bizarre sounds?
Some is over the internet, some is like, you know, straight off of like networking. That person in particular I met through Uncle John.
Yes, y'all do a lot of collabs.
Yeah, yep. Shout out to him. That's how I met Aldovino and whatnot. And then it just was like, you know, respecting each other blade, respecting each other art.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, I went up there. He was like, yo, I want to do an album. I want to produce it for you, but I ain't really trying to text you audios. And we just like, he's like, that's cool. Like, I know you gonna do what you do because you like on some grandmaster level with it. But he's like, I think it'd be better.
He wanted you there in person.
Like, just pull up. Like, you could be like, I don't like this beat. We go to the next. Something like that. So
I love that, you know, and you were just talking about respect. I feel like you really respect the art form. There's a lot of people who, you know, they're not doing it for the same reasons. They're not doing it for the love of it. They might be doing it for the money or the attention, but I can tell that you really do it for the love. You know, what made you decide to share your music through vinyl and through cassette tape, even though, you know, we're in this virtual world?
I'm pretty like a nerd when it comes to like collecting stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it could be like similar like how building an old school car. vinyls, video games, whatever, like vintage clothes or whatever. It's just a special thing because for something to be so prehistoric, it seemed like you finding a rare golden flask or something because it's like pretty ancient, you know, and it's pretty analog versus, you know, artificial intelligence type of thing. So it's like, especially when it's like limited quantity,
right?
because now you can like set it at any price you want it to be, and kind of treat it like, you know,
rare artifact,
some Basquiat type stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much how I like really wanted to dive into the physical.
For your love of collectibles, it's just the rarity of it.
Yeah, and then you know, with music, it's like up and down nonstop because you intertwine it with, you know, life and then creating. So it's like, I guess I had to find just comfort within myself to be like, okay, I'm never gonna do nothing that, you know, I'm not necessarily doing it for. Everybody doing it for different reasons, like you were saying. But like, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna sell out and do something I'm not gonna do, or if they're not paying me a certain amount, I'm not doing that, or like this don't even feel natural for me. You know what I'm saying, to do this certain thing. Yeah. So that's why everything is like very like
particular.
Yeah, tailor-made type of situation.
Do you feel like with your niche, you know, bizarre, as you said earlier, category, do you feel like that makes you like underappreciated or, you know, underrated?
In a sense, and I'm guessing as well, I just gotta keep putting in work, because like stepping into anything we do, you know, it's like the lottery at the same time, because like if you ain't got like backing or just luck where you could just post something and then it's viral in 24 hours, right? You might just be the person on the other coin where you just, it might take you 10, 15 currency types, you know what I'm saying? We always rooting for currency for years, seeing them collaborate with people, stuff still ain't happening, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, them core fans he had, you know, 100,000 fans, whatever, you know, he still was able to like eat off of that, but like at the same time, it's like, do it for the art, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's going to last.
That'll feed you, you know,
longer.
I'm always interested to know like how do artists measure their success? You know, because even looking at your YouTube channel, you had a video, I think in 2011 with over 24,000 views, you know, but I think now it may be a couple hundred, couple thousand. Right. And I don't know if that's just because there's more people on YouTube and there's more videos, so it's harder to find. Right. But how do you feel like you measure your success, or like what is that metric for you?
Pretty much it take more planning and more risk. So like, you know, books from like investors and stuff. Right. You're gonna have to spend and probably lose a lot until you figure out, like, some people figure out real, you know, sometimes it's a person they need to meet, or, you know, they need to learn different marketing strategies, or like, it's like a weird question, you know, it's kind of weird. The answers is like weird.
A lot of different avenues, really.
Yeah, because like you said, like it was like high views back then now it's scattered, where it's like either less views or every now and then you might see a few thousand. But it was like some albums that I didn't, you know, record labels didn't really want to push, you know what I'm saying? Some I had to muscle myself. Some I didn't do with no budget at all. Some of them I probably collaborated with a brand that had a fan base. So it was like,
you've done different things.
Yeah, it's like, it's
different techniques.
It's never ending. It's like, oh, it's something I still ain't figured. You know what I'm saying? It's still something I didn't figure out. Like, so it's like definitely a hard question to answer.
Are there like artists you're looking at or studying to learn those different techniques of, like, you know, being found, being discovered, or just being heard by an audience?
I think the main one I try to focus on is, it ain't even on no clout stuff, but try to collaborate with somebody that's like got the, if not the same work ethic, they got like motion, like some traffic.
That's a popular word. What's motion?
Like basically they running it up, like they fan base is like Like so like how you brought up Alchemist, it's like somebody that matched that style.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you could do a few people that's like your homies or whatnot, you know, or some people that don't even got internet, but they sound is amazing. But it's they still have to understand and be open for you to like collaborate and take things to the next level.
Yeah.
So like that would make me kind of think, you know, collaborate how we did the New Balance thing. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that, Under Armour thing. But then
that's a flex.
That's a flex. It's like whatever is not rap is still cool, and it's more cool when it's like you're not forcing music and then make them listen to the music. Like, what's your lifestyle? What make you interesting? What, like, you know?
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
the point because that's the point too, because not everybody wants to be seen. They're like, man, just listen to art. Don't focus on me. But you have learned and mastered like whoever the person is gonna make them be drawn to what you're creating, especially nowadays when everybody's doing something.
Yeah,
so it's like, why do I need to buy from you? Why do I need to, you know, listen to you and be committed to you? So I definitely feel like you have been practicing that. You know what I'm saying? What do you feel like are some things that you want to practice more or for your craft and for your art?
Kind of want to do more stuff like how we did the New Balance thing.
Yeah, more brand collabs.
Yeah, definitely more collaborations with like, you know, bigger producers that match that complement my sound and understand.
Who are some of those producers? So like, you know, they're watching right now, so you gotta let them know. Oh
yeah, definitely like the Alchemist.
Alchemist, that would be fire. Alchemist, Rahiem Supreme,
Harry Fraud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. Buddha Monk, Madlib, definitely them type of.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Oprah Bree. He's who shot the New Balance commercial that we did. You know, I feel like you are always a part of, you know, really beautiful visuals. You know, not just music videos, but you like to do short films. What do you feel like is the process of, you know, brainstorming and putting those together?
Pretty much, you definitely got to watch movies and stuff for sure. I like a lot of old stuff. I like anime. I like new videos as well. And I try to take inspiration from that. Just like the best songs usually be storytelling, I feel like the best videos or films is like, it gotta be like,
it tells a story.
Yeah, it tells a story. Like, it's a build up. It's very cinematic. The angles, attention. I'm one of the people like attention to detail. You know, from film, from artwork, from like every teeny little thing. I feel like people pay attention to that as well.
I love that. And you pay attention to the details. You talked about your love for, you know, classic cars, and you were also featured in Washington Informer with Sean Cooper for your car.
Yeah, it was lit.
Can you, like, how did that even come about? Like, how did that work? Your car was literally in the convention center. Your car was probably like more popular than anybody else in the city.
Yeah, I like
your car is famous.
Right, I done broke the mold and shit. Yeah, that joint, I don't know, Sean. So I think Sean, man, the writer, that's how the writer got situated.
Yeah.
The joint, how I got my car into the actual event.
Right.
I just did a submission.
Nice.
I did a joint out, I think it was Richmond first, and then I did one at FedEx Stadium, and then they did a joint, because they call it Import Tuner. They like a magazine / Instagram, like your car it has to have wheel measurement and like lower suspension. That's like the
crazy.
It has to have
specific.
That at least, yeah. So I didn't know that getting into that type of stuff. I mean, I spoke it up because years ago I was like, dang, one day I'm gonna get my stuff on there. And then I was just like, piece by piece, I'm like, okay, so this is what you gotta do to get your, you know.
And you're restoring it yourself. You're like fixing it up yourself.
Some stuff I do hands on, and then like the major stuff I send to my mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so somebody, you know, like me, who doesn't know anything about, you know, the Nissan Zs and the Japanese cars, See, I did my research here. How would you like describe this world? Like, what does that mean to you? This like classic car world.
It's like you tinkering with something you passionate about. They always coming out with something new that you can modify on it or upgrade on it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's similar to like camera equipment, or you know what I'm saying? It's like equipment. You could just keep like adding, like that joint become like Juggernaut, Super Saiyan 4. Like you be thinking you done,
right?
And you far from done. Like,
right. I saw you say your car gonna get a BBL.
That's from the body kit. I'm like, I was never really into body kits. Now I'm looking at body kits now because it's like, okay, I done did all this. I done did the interior. So now I'm walking around the car, washing it, and I'm seeing little stuff because, you know, when you wiping, you looking at every little thing. I'm like, standing back, I'm like, well, nah, I need to get a body kit on this junk. Looking at, like, paid in food people and stuff back in the day. Yeah. And a lot of them dudes, they had, like, kits all on their cars. And I overlooked that, but, like, recently I just been looking up stuff. I'm like, okay, so, all right, so they knew something back then. That was, like, in 80s type stuff. Yeah. I was like, yeah, all right, so I'm gonna put a kid on this junk just to give it a little extra little.
I love that. Tinkering with something you love, you're passionate about, modifying it. Yeah. You know, you have been putting out music for, you know, years now, over a decade, you know. When do you feel most appreciated and like accomplished in your music career?
Maybe when I did a joint, shout out to Wi-Fi God. When I did a release with Wi-Fi God, and we had, shout out to Bad Taste Records, out of London, they kind of did a whole like rollout for that joint, and like the feedback from that joint was like crazy. Nice. Like compared to that and compared to the Genesis joint, when I first ever started doing music, those were like some wild moments because I didn't really know like non-stop trending and all that stuff like for days, and people keep saying stuff. Of course, it happened with, you know, other projects throughout the years as well, but I know the highlights of me remembering like what was actually going on and like the media, the PR stuff and all that.
It stood out in those moments
because it take that. That's what some people don't really be understanding. A lot of like jumps that get like numbers and in people's face a lot. I think Brent Fires had an interview or something. He said it with the type of backing he has. Like you gotta pull some strings for your stuff to be seen. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just my joint vicious. I'm about to just post this joint and hope. Like it's a small window. You gotta
market it. How the creator talks about that. You gotta push your stuff. You gotta
push that joint. You gotta get some people to like get some eyes on that joint. Like.
And can you talk, what does pushing it look like? Is that, you know, putting it in a music video or getting it seen in a, you know, Insecure episode? What does pushing your song look like for somebody who's trying to get their music heard?
Well, pushing it is like, what's your rollout? Like, what's your goal? What's your plan? You know what I'm saying? Some plans is executed well, some is not, some is halfway. Like, have a plan, don't just think like I'm about to just post this one joint. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's cool for like a rookie thing, you know what I'm saying? But like when you in it on some like LeBron James amount of years or something, like your fifth year, like,
have a clear rollout plan.
Yeah, you gotta like you gotta keep trying like you can't do a baby splash, you gotta do a big splash. So if you got an album, you can't just album video. It's like, nah, you need singles this month. 6 month to 12 month like build up before the album actually release. You know what I'm saying? And then where is the album getting posted at? Who shouting it out? Who like
seeing it?
Seeing it like what are you doing in the midst in between and all that? You know what I'm saying? Like are you doing collaborations here? Or are you like doing work with somebody local out of town? Like because you know the networking thing, that's your network. It's your network. So. Not a rollout. Right. Your rollout.
It's a whole science to it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do one more question and then lightning round, okay? So I saw on your IG, you know, a couple months ago you were sharing photos of your pops, and I see where you get your style and your swag from. Shout out to him.
Oh, yeah,
If he were here now, what do you think he would say to you?
Well, I definitely think he'll be proud, because pretty much the stuff I'm into, he's into. You know what I'm saying? That's probably one of the biggest reasons I'm like the music, or before the music, just being like, we just like to do cool stuff in the area, like growing up uptown, moving around or whatnot. You want to rock the fly stuff. You might got in the skateboard era when everybody was doing paper planes and Tony Hawk. You went through like eras and stuff like MySpace, Green Zone, and all that. So it was just like, he definitely would be proud, because he had a lot of hustle. So he probably like, okay, he putting 100% into like art stuff,
I love that.
Yeah.
And we're proud too. We're seeing your growth. We're seeing your art just evolve. So, shout out to you.
Likewise.
All right, lightning round. Thank you.
Lightning round.
All right, so first one. Longest that you've ever worked on a car?
Hours or just in general, like time of years?
Do both. I want to hear both. Hours and years.
I know it took me 2 days. I had got a roll cage welded in my car, and I had to take the seats out. I had a mask, everything, so spray don't get on nothing else, not on the seats, not on the dash, not on the paint. I literally had paint in my nose. It took me 2 days. I had to spray the cage.
You didn't have a mask on?
I had a mask on. It still got in. I guess because I'm just like, for a long period of time, it's just, it's misty and everything.
The fumes, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, I'm thinking I'm going to be done with it in a day, and I'm just like, oh no, this joint was taking forever. Like, I got to strip everything, cover everything. I got to spray it, let it dry, look where it's like bald spots at, where I missed that.
Yeah. Paint
over it again. Like, that joint was...
2 days is crazy.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. And I had to put all the stuff back in the car.
And then years. You've been working on this car for years.
Yeah, I don't even know when to say that's going to be done. That type of stuff, I be trying to tell people, it is not a game for somebody. If you ain't really committed, just like
it's expensive too.
Yeah, it don't even end. Like, you want to buy something 30, 40 years old, I don't care how clean it look, how low miles it got, like, it's not taken away if it run good, because of course it's built, more simplified the older it is, but it lets you know how old it is as well as you drive it, because the stuff you didn't change will go bad as you like right now, something draining my battery, and I had to check all my fuses, and my roof light was draining the battery at night, and I'm like, why is this draining my battery 5 years later after I put damn near $16,000 into this car?
Right.
And then it was just like
$16,000
right,
into the car.
Yeah, I got friends, they $50,000 in, had to sell the car, mechanic wasn't. Stories, people be putting like $200,000 or more in their car. Yeah,
oh my goodness. Okay.
It gets hectic.
All right, next one. What's your favorite place to run away to? Lightning round.
I like nature. I like driving out to nature.
Oh, nature.
I drive like all the way to like Fredericksburg. It's like farm type stuff. Like alpaca, cow, horses, stuff like that. Just sit out that junk. Like,
love that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the last dream you had?
I ain't like that dream. I don't even.
Okay. You don't have to tell. It was a scary dream.
Yeah, police knocking at
the door. Man. Right? I'm glad it was just a dream. Right. All right. What was your worst date experience?
Yeah, that joint was crazy. Very. They didn't know how to have a conversation. I didn't like how they was kind of looking. Oh. When I first met them, they was looking on point, but when you went on the date,
they was looking kind of dusty.
Like, all right. Yeah, it was just like, no.
I feel you. Yeah. All right. Last one. Favorite lyric you've ever written?
This song called "Life." I'm in love with you. I think I said something. Damn, my hair getting caught in my jacket. I said something about my parents like giving me a whooping for like leaving the door. You know, when you kids, it's like a song going through memory lane.
Right.
So remember when you was kids and like you might go to your aunt's house or something, and they always cursing you out if you leave the screen door open.
Yeah.
Because you letting like the AC with heat or something out, and you out there playing.
Right.
Yeah. It was one of them type of lines. That was like one of my favorite lines.
The nostalgic.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence.
Thank you.
Let the people know where they can find you, what they can expect next from you. Top camera.
Okay, you can find me at Instagram, Godzilla Supreme. Everything else is Rahiem Supreme. It's spelled Rahiem, not EE or whatever. But YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. I got a few EPs dropping this year, maybe about 3 in the album. I got something dropping with DJ Muggs from Shade 45. That's gonna be a nice little release. And a few surprise visuals, and then I signed some NDAs that I can't say.
Period.
So like documentaries of, just put it like this. I don't want to say the names, but it's like you watch Paid in Full, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like one of them hitman that was a hitman for a drug lord in the area of DMV, and he's coming out with a documentary. Wow. And I did some like acting, card,
okay.
And
so is that model Nia Rose? Is she gonna be in some of them surprise visuals, or what's up?
I mean, hey. Look, we can set it up.
Yeah,
you can set that up.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm your girl Nia Rose, and this is For Me. Make sure y'all tune into next week. Thank you. Make sure to listen on Spotify, YouTube, all of that. Peace.